All right, whether you watched my last video or not, I'm definitely going to be building off of some of those concepts that I brought up. But as you can see by the title, we're talking about Kendrick Lamar and his new album, Grand National. For some reason in my head, I keep calling it GNX. And if I refer to it as GNX in this video, just know that I know that it is Grand National and he's talking about a car. And yeah, but again, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Oh snap. I'm trying to pull up my notes since I'm recording on my phone when I have like my notes, and I have some stuff here as well. All right, so I'm probably gonna title this video, I wrote it down, Grand National, GNX, Christ Energy, Jesus Saves Gangsters 2, right? And the focus really is on these two songs that stuck with me, and I'm pretty sure every spiritual person who listened to this album, Man at the Garden and Reincarnated. And when I say I have been listening to Reincarnated on repeat, and just trying to catch everything and download it into my being and to understand. The reason why like there's so many conspiracy theories about the Illuminati, or this is just one of my understandings. These conspiracy theories are to drive us further away from each other. So when we perceive these celebrities to be a part of some type of secret, dark, soul-selling organization, it's not to say that some celebrities are not a part of, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their place. But if you're a person who puts all celebrities into that category of Illuminati, devil worshippers, it's trying to drive you, like that entity, that thought form is an entity, and it's trying to drive you further away from the idea or the concept that you can reach celebrity status in your own right. It doesn't have to look like Kendrick, it doesn't have to look like Michael Jackson, it doesn't have to look like what, you know, we deem as a celebrity today in 2024, because the world is going to change. And that concept is changing. However, something that directly parallels celebrities is the fact that they're referred to as stars. And as an astrologer, I study the stars, aka the planets, and how the planets have a shift, or how they can influence and shift the consciousness of the people and the energy of the people. And this is what celebrities are tasked with doing. And it's such a beautiful thing to see celebrities accomplishing this goal while giving reverence to the Most High, while, you know, fully claiming and stating that they are Christ-like beings and this is who they are, and that this is what, you know, their mission is. You have to read between the lines, and that's something I wrote here. Change your perception of who or what you think Christ is. When you look up the etymology of the word Christ, it means the anointed. So Christ does not refer to a person. It is a title given to a being, a human being that is anointed. That refers to your light. That refers to your aura. If you think about a christening, if you think about what a corona actually is, look up the etymology of the word corona. Corona means crown, almost like a halo, right? So when we start to understand what these terms mean on a metaphysical level, we get to the truth of what's going on here and why these words are used and how we can apply this to ourselves in our daily life. I wrote that Kendrick is helping to shift the consciousness of the people on a mass scale. I'm not a Drake hater. I'm not a Drake hater. The first album I ever bought was Take Care. But the way that Kendrick Lamar got everyone to think, and I wanted to pull up, the way that he got everybody to think about not necessarily Drake, but the almost like the archetype that Drake represents. Not Like Us has 180 million views on YouTube. And there's, what's the US population? The US population is 345 million. Not Like Us has 180 million views. So let's just say every view is one person. That's almost a third of the United States that this person was able to reach, that this person was able to touch, that this person was able to influence and help shift the minds of individuals to separate themselves from an archetype that doesn't truly represent who we are as a culture, as Black people, as a whole. I just thought that was incredibly powerful, because why Jesus Christ of the Bible is so popular. This is the most popular man in the world. You can go anywhere and utter the name Jesus Christ, and they're going to know what you're talking about. And what his mission was to influence the masses. Kendrick is helping to shift the consciousness of the people on a mass scale. Christ helped shift the consciousness of the people to be more loving, more kind, more aware of their actions, more aware of their pride and their hypocrisy. That's why Christ came, to illuminate the people, to shine a light on the people, to see that true Messiah beings are currently being created and rising up and taking their stand and their role on planet Earth, and, without fail, without pushback, without having to, I don't know the ins and outs of their label or what TDE has going on. You know what I'm saying? But the things that Kendrick has been able to say in his songs, the things that he's been able to release, and I'm talking to everybody here who has been a fan, who has literally been a friend. Hold on. We're gonna get to it. Because if you know Pussy and Patron, you have been a Kendrick Lamar fan. If you know Section 80, you have been a Kendrick Lamar fan. I just want to get the mixtape that Pussy and Patron is on. Oh, self-titled EP. Yeah, if you know Kendrick's self-titled EP, yeah, you have been a fan. Even if you haven't been a fan, welcome. Thank you for being here. I listed some songs that, help kind of confirm what I'm saying here, and how, this is something that this man has continuously been talking about and been trying to show the people. And now we're at a place where we're understanding it, where we're grasping it, where we're making these changes in our own lives, and we're being influenced. Again, his song is able to reach a third of the United States, so it's influencing the masses. We're able to see this consciousness shift truly taking place, even if it's through Kendrick Lamar dissing Drake. I just implore you to look to the deeper metaphysical understanding of who he is and what he represents. All right, so some songs. Untitled 03. Kendrick Lamar has a whole Untitled album. Untitled 03, he speaks from the perspective of an Indian man, an Asian man, and a black man. And I feel like that song was just so enlightening. Like, there's no way you can't listen to that and get a message from that. Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst from Good Kid, Mad City. I literally, what I wrote here was like, that song is almost like from the Samaritan woman at the well, or it's like the perspective that he was given in these songs were like people in his community that were broken, that were thirsty, and we're not thirsty for food or for food. We're not thirsty for just any kind of water. We want the water that Christ, again, the energy of Christ has come to give. And there's a verse where Christ says, "Come to me and I will give you a living water." And that's what he told the Samaritan woman at the well. "Anyone who believes in me may come and drink, for the scriptures declare rivers of living water will flow from his heart." That's John chapter 7, 37 to 39. When he said living water, he was speaking of the Spirit who would be given to everyone believing in him. But the Spirit had not yet been given because Jesus had not yet entered into his glory. And just even reading like the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, will really show you who Christ is and what Christ is as an energy and how we can harness this energy for ourselves, how we can emulate this energy in our day-to-day life, and share this consciousness with other people. So yes, Untitled 03, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. To Pimp a Butterfly, I feel like that entire album was just beautifully crafted. It's spiritual, but it also relates to a lot of like political issues or cultural issues that we as Black people find ourselves in. I think that album pretty much speaks for itself in terms of metaphysics or in terms of psychology and just understanding like who Kendrick is and like that he's not just popping off when he's calling himself a Christ-like being. He's trying to encourage you. He's trying to teach you who you are so you can do the same, so you can step into your godhood. Damn, that whole album, Damn, is pretty much just like To Pimp a Butterfly in the way that it articulated. Damn was more subconscious. It was more like turning into yourself, understanding like your dark parts. Actually, when Damn was released, I was in jail. So yeah, even like saying like that it was like more of like a deeper song and a song that made you kind of, or a deeper album and an album that made you search for yourself, saying that and then realizing like, damn, I was in jail when that was released is very like, yeah. And then the last song I wrote here is Ignorance is Bliss. Ignorance is Bliss comes from Kendrick Lamar's self-titled EP or mixtape. And like, because of it's one of like, not the very first song that he released. Kendrick has so much good music, y'all. But because it's one of his earliest releases, it was such a powerful song. Because after realizing a lot of truths about the world, about your culture, about your skin color, about the experiences that you have, that your mama had, that your daddy had, and why these things played out the way they did, it almost does feel like ignorance is bliss, or I wish that I didn't know these things. But with all the knowledge that he had or has, that man was able to use that shit and like turn it into something magnificent. And so that brings us to Grand National and Man at the Garden and Reincarnated. Man at the Garden honestly is an affirmative song where he's just like stating all the reasons why he deserves the accolades or the titles of greatest of all time. When you think about what this man has been through, what he's shared with us through his albums, I'm pretty sure we all feel like, yeah, he deserves that title too. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a good song. I would say it's a very deep spiritual song because music speaks to the soul. So being able to like just flow the way a Gemini could flow on a track like that is just like, there's no way you can't listen to that song and feel empowered. You're going to feel your ambitious energy start to well up within you. You're gonna feel drive. You're gonna feel like, I deserve. You're gonna start to think about all the things that you deserve because of everything that you've been through and everything that you've overcame. So it's a powerful song. And that Man at the Garden is my first highlight, and then Reincarnated is my second highlight. And this song, oh my God, it's like, it almost confirms all the different like hopes and dreams that I plan to like accomplish for myself. Cause I absolutely plan on being a licensed professional counselor and a therapist. And that's what I imagine. Because there's like thousands of tweets going around about Kendrick Lamar's therapist. Imagine being that person, only I can, because this is my life path, that is facilitating and holding space for an individual like Kendrick Lamar. Then what he takes with the knowledge, with the information gained from his sessions, he's pouring it into music that is shifting the consciousness of millions of people. So what does that say about you as his therapist, or about as his past life regressionist? You know, we think that we have to be in everybody's faces and in front of all these cameras to make a difference. And that has always been something, I know my eyes are so wide right now, but that is something I've always like, once I started to really get into this, I definitely am going to get certified to do past life regression therapy, quantum healing hypnosis, sound, all the things, I'm going to do them all, because I recognize the shift, the healing, the way that you're able to touch on a soul level, completely devoid of ego. And this man was able to take that, those moments where his ego was stripped away, and convey that to us in a way that was just more than magical. I don't even want to play that song just because I don't want to get it copyrighted. But Reincarnated, and I'm going to pull up the lyrics as well. I want to see if there's anything that I actually wrote down about this. I don't think so. It's just like, it was coming to me as I was like sitting and listening. Wow, first off, Tupac sample. As soon as you hear the fucking beat come on, your whole shit is going to rock. Like your whole body is just going to be activated and move differently, because nobody has sampled Tupac in that way since he's died, and he's been dead just about as long as I've been alive. All right, so the song has 3 verses. More than fabulous. Just like, there's no way, no words to truly